poised there and ready to go.
Go!
Demey and Jonville. Keeping an eye on the buck station, as we always do, down at Temple Island. Mark Hunter, that's a good start from the French.
Yeah, the French got very snappy there, you know, out of the box very quickly. You know, they're straight slightly behind the British crew and just trying to get in the lead as early as possible.
Should be ferociously competitive, this. Two Great Britain rowers on the water who will be disappointed to be here in some respects. They would be eyeing up a spot in the Great Britain Olympic team going into this year, and the fact they are here and not away on the pre-Olympic training camp will be an element of disappointment. But right now they'll be enjoying what is a fantastic atmosphere and a huge day for them. They've got some work to do, half a length down early on in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of an interesting race because the French crew yesterday were losing down the track and then had a really great increase in speed in the middle part of the section of the race and came through to win their kind of race yesterday. The British boat there just looking a bit more rhythmical, just a bit slower on the cadence and the rate, just sitting there, just working. They're two very big guys in the British boat there, so they won't be kind of chopping up and down. They'll be just long and smooth in their rhythm and just trying to use their power and strength into this win.
Playing the long game at the moment. As Mark mentions, the French beating the Serbian pair by 2.5 lengths off the buck station yesterday, so they're well familiarised now with those conditions. Pretty comfortable in the end, 2.5 lengths yesterday, wasn't it, for the French?
Yeah, they had a really kind of good change of gear during the middle part of the race and kind of moved away from the Serbian pair, and they were able to enjoy the kind of closing stages through the regatta enclosures.
Cook and McBrierty, you can see at the top of the shot there in the yellow boat and the Empacher boat. 3.5 lengths win against the Austrian pair yesterday, and they were going off the Berkshire station, so again they were familiar with what they're faced with today. Good crowds building all the way down the towpath. I took a stroll down the towpath an hour ago. It took me a long time to get very far. It's so congested.
Yeah, you can see it's Saturday of Henley Regatta. You know, people are coming in, they're having their picnics on the bank, further up the kind of river. People moving into the enclosures, getting their seats ready for the racing. You know, Saturday's a very special day at Henley. It's semi-finals day. You know, everybody wants to make it through to the next round to race on the big final day tomorrow. But yeah, Saturday's a really kind of, you know, enjoyable day with lots of different kind of outfits. People wearing hats, you know, dresses, you know, blazers from different clubs and universities. So, you know, it's a fun time to be at the regatta.
7 races remaining. This is the first of 7 remaining until the lunch break. Lots of international crews on the water between now and lunchtime. But it's the French against the Brits in this first one, in the Goblets, the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup, to give it its full title. And this looks like it's hotting up to be a really good contest, doesn't it? Both of these two crews look well organised. Cook and McBrierty. Cook, 26 years old, a spare in Egg-Billet for Great Britain at the World Championships. The men's sweep spare out in Egg-Billet in France. Oliver Cook. He was involved in the World Cup in Lucerne with Stuart Innes, who has made it into the Olympic squad for Great Britain last summer. And Callum McBrierty, who lives here in Henley, so he knows this stretch of the water very well. 24 years old, born in Edinburgh, as the name McBrierty might suggest, and a member of Leander Rowing Club, formerly at Durham University. And he's got a good pedigree as well. He made his senior debut for Great Britain out in Varese at the World Cup in June 2015. The men's pair with Matthew Tarrant finished 6th, got to the A final. So Cook and McBrierty are two of the more experienced Great Britain rowers at this Henley Royal Regatta.
Yeah, no, you can just see from the shot there, like both crews neck and neck down the track. Kind of, but this was yesterday where the French pair really made a big move and big change in gear. They kind of moved away from the Serbian pair. So it'd be interesting to see how the Brits, if they watched that race last night and they're doing their debrief and kind of planning for today, whether they kind of acknowledge what the French might potentially try and do today.
So the British pair of Cook and McBrierty on the left-hand side of your picture there, and the French just ahead of them on the buck station. Noticeable that the umpires have had a quieter time of it today. They further we go on in the week, the more experience the boats get, and perhaps there'll be less chaos than we saw on Wednesday and Thursday. There were some exciting moments, weren't there?
Yeah, there's been some interesting steering kind of choices, I'd say, by some crews.
Do you think it's choices?
Well, you know, you have a choice if you go left or right, don't you, when you're going down the track? But I think it just kind of, as you said, it comes with experience, you know, people understanding, you know, how to adapt to the windy conditions. You know, it's been quite challenging, some quite gusty blusts coming through the course, and just making sure you're not too close to the booms, give yourself enough space, but not impeding the other crew.
Well, Demey Jonville here, exactly what Mark Hunter suspected. A little bit of a surge in the last couple of 100 metres, and stamping their authority on this race. And Cook and McBrierty are going to need to go with them, because they've just got a little bit of a lead opening up the French here. And exactly what happened yesterday against the Serbian pair. The French trying to reenact that performance.
Yeah, and that's the thing, the French kind of showed their cards yesterday, so the Brits should have had a chance to watch that and know what was going to happen. And now they need to respond to it to put themselves in a strong position coming into the enclosures, so they can really start to go through the gears and start to obviously make this kind of sprint for the line.
You can see Ollie Cook just glancing over his shoulder in the bow seat there on the left-hand side, just keeping in touch with the French pair. He'll be conveying the message to Callum McBrierty in the stroke seat. They are still right in it. This is going to be a really good battle in front of the enclosures. We've got about 400 metres of the race remaining, and this will be very, very tight. And
this is when the crews, you know, the British crew need to be loose, relaxed, not have too much tension in the shoulders, so they can move dynamically as they kind of put the blade in the water and really kind of press and expose their kind of legs and open up their hips.
In front of stewards now, and the French can see exactly what Cook and McBrierty are up to as the fly past, unscheduled and early, takes place overhead. We've got that at the luncheon interval as well. The Spitfire and the Hurricane with an early appearance. That was due to be at lunchtime.
They maybe want to do 2 passes then.
Will have been a little distracting for the spectators and for those out on the water. And this is the business end of the race, the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup semi-final here at Henley. And Cook and McBrierty have put in a good shift. They've just reeled the French back in a fraction, but Demey and Jonville, the French in the red on the left-hand side of the picture, still leading marginally. But look at this, Cook and McBrierty with a burst. I know there's only 100 metres left. I'm not sure they're going to have enough in the tank, but it's really marginal.
It's neck and neck here. You can see the boys laying down the work. The French are whipping it up as well. This is what we like in these enclosures. The crowd's going absolutely crazy, trying to get the Brits through the French.
Demey and Jonville trying to hold on. Cook and McBrierty coming back ferociously. Couple more strokes. It's going to be marginal. The French, I think, have just hung on. Demey and Jonville will have to see the photo as the Hurricane and the Spitfire again come hurtling across the finish line down the course. And gasp from the French boat there. Wow. That was tight.
That was close. Photo finish there. That was extremely tight.
So, if you're new to Henley Royal Regatta and you're unaware of the length of the race, this is more than the regulation 2,000 metres for international rowing, and it's upstream. So, this is 2,112 metres, the course. And how much would you say the margin of victory for the French was there? A foot? A couple of foot?
Less than that. Inches.
Less than that.
Inches. So we can get a close shot as they slow it down. Going to be on the surge.
Oh. Well, I'd like to see a still of that. I'm sure we'll get one later on, but I think Callum McBrierty and Oliver Cook could be left distraught by that.
Yeah,